I lost 100 pounds of fat in the first 17 months of starting my transformation.
Bestie, the truth is, losing 100 pounds is not just about the gym, the meal plan, or the green juice everyone brags about. It's about looking at yourself in the mirror one morning and realizing you're tired of feeling invisible, tired of feeling powerless in your own body, tired of pretending you don't care when you actually care deeply. The moment hits different. It's not the world telling you to change, it's your own soul whispering that you deserve better. In that whisper, that's where losing 100 pounds truly begins. Hey bestie, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bestie, like the video because it helps with my algorithm. So I'll put the stitches together so that you watch. I'll be back sharing my
I
shoes
lost
soon.
100 pounds of fat in the first 17 months of starting my transformation journey. What I did was stay in a small calorie deficit while strength training 5 to 6 days a week, along with some type of cardio. I'm trying to summarize everything here, but these are the key things that you have to focus on if you want to have long-term sustainable results. First is nutrition. I maintained a small calorie deficit while taking enough protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs. Now, prioritizing protein intake is absolutely key. And how much protein should you be taking? You only need 0.8 gram to 1 gram of protein per pound of your body weight a day. So let's say I weigh about 150 pounds. I would only need 120 to 150 grams of protein per day. Depending on how closer or further you are from your goal weight, you can adjust this. So let's say you are more closer to your goal weight. I would say take at least 1 gram of protein per pound of your body weight a day, or you could even go a little higher and it won't get in the way of your results, like 1.2 or 1.25 grams of protein per pound of your body weight would be great for you. But let's say you are more further away, you have a lot more to lose, you can certainly get away with just taking 0.8 grams of protein per pound of your body weight. And once you figure out that number, make sure you spread out your protein throughout the day. Let's say I only eat 3 meals a day. I would try to take 50 grams if I'm taking 150 grams total of protein, so 50 grams of protein per meal. Second, strength training. You have to make sure that you execute your workouts very intentionally with the right intensity to create muscle hypertrophy for your muscles to grow. For my goals, I've been strength training 5 to 6 days a week, and you don't have to do as often. Again, it depends on your goals. Of course, needless to say, you have to progressively overload over time, and it doesn't just mean that you just keep adding weight. I don't want to go into that in this video, but there are different ways to create more intensity, and you have to make sure that you prioritize form over everything. I said I would summarize, so this is the third and one of the most important points that people seem to overlook, which is quality sleep. At least try to get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep every day. This is so key, you guys. There's so many benefits of sleep for your brain health and overall physical health that it's key for you to grow muscles and lose fat and everything. And last but not least, make sure you hydrate yourself. I go by what my coach has advised me to do, 1 ounce of water per pound of my body weight. People say different ratios, but I believe that's a good level to follow.
If you want to lose 100 pounds in 1 year, you have to have a period of time that you're willing to sacrifice. I recently lost 100 pounds after having my 2 kids and weighing over 250 pounds, and this is what I mean by sacrifice. Food is always going to be there. If you want to see that change, you're going to have to say no to food sometimes, because there's always going to be birthday parties, holidays, celebrations, things like that that involve food. We tend to celebrate with food and drinks and stuff like that, and then that's how we start gaining weight so fast. And sometimes you're just going to have to say no to those yummy foods at those celebrations and those parties, and that's okay, because in order to reach the goals that you want, you have to say no. You can't say yes all the time. You just can't. And to be fit, everyone that is fit has had to make sacrifices. And if you want to be fit, then you're going to have to make sacrifices. And I get it. It sucks. Trust me, I want the cupcakes and the wings and the this and the that. I want all that stuff at the parties too, especially with football coming up now. Of course we want the food, but we have to say no sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Over 100 pounds in less than a year, and it was literally from interval running and fasting. The thing with interval running, it makes it so much more attainable to actually stick to the workout because it's not this crazy intense like jumping around. Like I was over 250 pounds. I could not be jumping around doing those crazy workouts. And for those of you who don't know what interval running is, it's literally just 1 minute or 30-second intervals of running on and off. Like that's it. The idea of running like a mile was just not something I could do when I was over 250 pounds, but running for 30 seconds or for a minute, I could so do. Like, I don't care how big you are, you can freaking run for 30 seconds. And if you really think you can't run, then you can literally just do speed walking. Like, losing weight doesn't have to be so freaking complicated. You can literally just eat a little bit better and just move your body a tiny bit and you'll start to freaking lose weight. When I started my weight loss journey, one of the main things that I would always freaking say was that you're not going to be always freaking motivated, so you have to be disciplined. You also never regret a workout. Like, I've never met someone who's like, oh my gosh, I really regret working out. I wish I didn't do that. Like, you're never going to freaking say that. And with fasting, you're never going to be able to do fasting unless you freaking start. Like, you have to work your way up to being able to fast. You can't just fully cut out food and think that you're going to enjoy it. Like, you're going to hate it. In the beginning, when I was used to eating like crazy, the freaking fasting was so hard, but eventually it gets freaking easier, I promise you. I would basically just start my day with a Fairlife chocolate protein shake, and that was the freaking best. And then I would try to not eat until like 4 or 5 o'clock, and then I would eat my dinner. And if I wasn't able to keep my fast, then I would literally only snack on like fruits or vegetables, and that was it. And with dinner, I didn't have to have some crazy strict diet because I literally was fasting. So I would just eat a smaller portion or make a better choice. And it wasn't that serious. Like, I didn't have to eat just freaking chicken and rice and chicken and vegetables. Some of the main meals that I would eat is like chicken flautas, little taco salads, Caesar wraps. I eat Caesar wraps all the freaking time. And it was always so important for me that my food always tasted good because I cannot be eating some bland diet. Like, I will literally not do that. I have a major sweet tooth, so I always made sure that I had like little healthy alternatives in case at the end of the day I really wanted a little sweet treat. So I would always have like Halo Top, Belvita, little stuff like that so that I could always just grab it if I needed it. And in the beginning, I was offering myself way too many cheat meals, and that was really like ruining all my progress. So in the beginning, I say just have that period of time where you're like really sacrificing and like really locked in. And then after that, you can have more cheat meals and it won't be so like ruining all your progress. And there's so many days that I didn't want to work out, but literally I would go out there and at least give myself 10 minutes. Okay, if after 10 minutes I don't want to do it, then I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to make this like miserable. But at least try for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, most of the time you're like, I feel great. I'm going to keep going. And I always see a lot of people say like, oh, I freaking fell off my diet. I fell off doing this, da 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 da. Like, if you fall off doing it, that's just one day. Like, you can literally start back up the next day. Like, it doesn't have to be some crazy big deal and you be like, okay, I'm gonna start again on Monday. Like, no, start again tomorrow. Another great way to make yourself want to work out is just have a show, like a show that you only watch when you're doing cardio, and that's it. And I honestly have so many freaking tips. Like, I could make a million of these videos because it was a whole freaking journey. Like, trust me, it was not freaking easy, but it was so worth it. So if you guys have any more questions or anything like that about how I did it, just freaking let me know. There's just so many unrealistic ways of losing weight and these crazy freaking routines and stuff. Like, I don't have time to be doing that, or the patience or the freaking motivation in the beginning. Like, I need it freaking easy. And I think that the way I lost weight was so freaking easy. So if you're struggling trying to lose weight.
Hi, I'm Tony. I've lost 100 pounds doing alternate day 36-hour fasting. And I keep getting people telling me that I don't have enough pictures with my face showing before and after. I will tell you, and I'm sure you can relate to this if you are not happy with your weight, you do not take a lot of pictures at that time. So I literally have to like go through my camera scroll and see if there's any photos that I have not already like gotten rid of, because I didn't like the way I looked, so I wasn't taking a ton of pictures. But I do unfortunately have some, and I'm going to share them with you, so please be kind. All right, I don't know how to use the green screen that well, so bear with me. So, oh, that's a towel. Jeez. This is my body. There you go. This is my body. It's very embarrassing, okay? It's not happy. I figured it out. Here's another one. I was so distraught from this picture. I didn't even post it. So my whole family, we've waited forever to go to Roswell. We went on this big road trip, and this is my picture. And I didn't post it or share it or have anything because I did not like the way it looked. This is a picture my husband took on the beach. If you go over further, it's actually of my kids, and I'm just in the side. And when he was looking through our pictures of our vacation, when he saw this, he didn't even actually think it was me. He thought it was a stranger because my body looks so different now. But this is what I look like now. My body is in no way, shape, or form perfect now. I still have a ways to go, but I'm very happy and proud of myself. So if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them in the chat.
I'm gonna tell you how I lost over 100 pounds in the last 5 years and I'm keeping it off. I'm on a maintenance journey. If I had to estimate how much money I spent in the last 10 years on diet programs, nutrition coaches, trainers, supplements, books, gym, studio memberships, doctor visits, it would probably be about $50,000. I'm gonna tell you 3 things that radically changed me and my takeaways of what I learned from working with the best people in the industry. 1 is change your mindset and relationship with food. Being hungry is not an emergency, just a signal to your body to burn stored fat. People that are commenting on here that it's ED, there's a big difference between being hungry and starving. Number 2, I was too overweight to do any type of strength training. All I did was walk. I walked in the morning and I worked in the evening, already carrying extra weight. That was strength training. I just walked and walked and walked. Number 3, address emotional eating and begin rewiring your brain. Create new pathways. I used to wear a rubber band around my wrist. Every time I caught myself reaching for food because I was just happy or sad or felt lonely, snap that rubber band on my wrist because literally it just got me thinking and it took me back to the present moment. Okay, why am I reaching for food? I'm not reaching for food because I'm hungry. Snap that rubber band. And before anybody comments, number 1 is health before all else, because you could be skinny.
People always ask me how I lost 100 pounds naturally, and I want to tell you my story. So this is me at my highest weight and my lowest point mentally. I was postpartum with my second baby. When I was pregnant, my father-in-law passed away. So when I was postpartum, my husband was grieving the loss of his father. I really didn't have a support system and I didn't take care of myself. I hated myself. I cried every night. I ate handfuls of candy. I consumed bad media and I was just in the worst place I've ever been. And I was like, I cannot feel like this anymore. Like I was at my lowest low. And I was like, I just can't do this anymore. Like I was starting to have some health issues going on and I was like, clearly my body is screaming at me. So I never had a goal to lose 100 pounds. My goal was to feel better. So I started focusing on my gut health and my mental health. Your mental health, honestly, truly comes from your gut health. So when you start prioritizing your gut, everything changes. But you have to prioritize your gut with the intention of bettering yourself because your intentions are everything. I always tell people I manifested my weight loss because I manifested feeling better and being a dream version of myself. I never would think, oh, I can't wait until I look like this, until I'm skinny like this, because that is like a lack mindset. Every day I would just take care of myself a little bit more. I would show up for myself in ways that I didn't show up for myself when I was at my lowest low. And every time I showed up for myself, I grew and weight just started falling off because I was removing that stagnant energy that I had been holding on to. So then the more I loved myself, the better I wanted to treat myself. I started cooking at home. I stopped eating preservatives. I started eating lots of vegetables, lots of protein. I stopped drinking alcohol. And I really just started taking care of my body, my wellness, my mind. So when people ask me, how did you lose weight? It really wasn't a physical thing. It was a mental thing. There was mental mountains I had to move through. I'm so proud of myself for how far I've come and the work I've done on my mental health. And if you are wanting to lose weight, I really encourage you to find your self-love. That is the most important thing that you could ever do, is love yourself. And the more you love yourself, the more you're going to shine. And I'm so proud of you. Weight loss is not easy. Loving yourself can be hard. But if you're showing up for yourself today, that's something to be proud of. It doesn't happen overnight. I didn't go from this to where I'm at now overnight. It's been 2.5 years of self-love. It's been a journey. There's ups and downs. Some days I'm great. Some days I cry. Last night I cried a whole bunch. You're never going to be the perfect version of yourself. You just have to love yourself with where you are right now, because you are amazing right now.
I lost 100 pounds in 2022. There's one drink that actually really did help me. I know on here there's so much information about there's no fat diet, there's no fat diet, da da da. Well, all that don't matter when you're fat, okay? All of that doesn't matter when you're fat. When you're fat, you just don't want to be fat. So I wanted to try everything when I first started out. And there were some things that worked and some things that didn't. And one of the things that really does work, okay, she works, is Metamucil. And of course, the drink's not gonna make you lose weight. You still have to do all of the things that you have to do that we all know. But when you hear about weight loss, you're always hearing about increasing your protein. And if you don't increase your fiber at the same time, you really are putting a lot on your digestive system. Metamucil helps you stay fuller longer. She breaks down your food better. She helps with your gut health. She's that girl, okay? And wherever you are in your journey, the information online can be so overwhelming, so just take it one step at a time.
Here are the top 5 things I wish I would have known when I dropped 100 pounds naturally. Coming from being nearly 300 pounds my entire life, I literally changed my life from the inside out. And I want to give you the game so you don't have to go through the same motions and you can get to your results a lot quicker and keep them. Listen all the way up, sis. Number 1, I would have told myself that if you just stay consistent, the weight will drop. Listen, it's easier to lose weight when you're bigger. That's just what it was. But I could never stay consistent long enough to see those results. But once I did it, I ain't never looked back, y'all. I'm not looking over 150, 155 on my heaviest day. And I'm coming from nearly 300 pounds. So I really dropped almost 150 pounds. Like, I just say 100 plus pounds because, you know, the weight fluctuates, the body fluctuates. But it's so much easier if you just get started and stay consistent. You're going to start seeing those pounds and that body fat dropping. You'll never be the same. Number 2, on some things I wish I would have known when I dropped my first 100 pounds is that weightlifting is a requirement if you want to avoid the skinny fat. Listen, it's one thing to lose some weight, but it's another thing to keep the shape and or build the shape. And you have to pick up weights, sis. Heavy weights. Heavy is what's heavy for you. 45 may be heavy for you, but it might be light to me. So you pick up what's heavy for you, and you do that consistently. You progressively overload each and every week, each and every day, each and every month. And I can promise you, you're going to get somewhere. You're not going to lose that shape. You're going to be building the shape and dropping the body fat, gaining lean muscle mass, which helps you burn fat day in, day out. That's number 2. Number 3, I wish I would have told myself the work never ends. Whether you decided to get started today or not, the work never ends, and the days go by regardless. So start putting the work in now, sis, because I promise you, your future self will thank you. I could never imagine myself being a women's only gym owner, being a certified personal trainer, really out here living and doing it when I was nearly 300 pounds. Yeah, I've been obese my entire life. So just imagine that. Number 4, I would have told myself, listen, if it was easy, anybody would be doing it. If it was easy, I wouldn't have never been 300 plus pounds. So of course there are going to be hard days. Of course there are going to be days where you don't want to show up. Of course there are going to be days when you don't want to pick up weights or do your cardio. But when you do it anyways, it builds discipline and it builds delayed gratification. And trust me, when you look back in a couple weeks or a couple months, you'll be happy you showed up. You'll be happy you stayed consistent. It's not easy. If it was easy, anybody would be doing it, or you'll find a shortcut on your way out. Like, that's just what it is. Enjoy the process. The process is a part that helps you keep the weight off. Nothing else. When you start to enjoy the process, when you start to know what you need to be doing, that's the part that's going to help you keep that weight off. That's number 4. And number 5, I would have told myself that you will never be the same. Listen, you won't think the same. You won't eat the same. You won't look the same. When you really drop some major weight, your entire lifestyle has to change. There's no, oh, I'm going to do this for now and then I go back. No. It's a lifestyle. And I promise you that if you really lock in and lose a whole bunch of body fat and a whole bunch of weight, you'll never be the same. That's number 5. I hope this video gave you some insight on some things that I wish I would have known when I was nearly 300 pounds my entire life. And now looking back, I'm half that size. And it's helped me to become a better person, a totally new person. And if it did, I want you to comment a heart below. Let me know. We can do it together. Let's get it. Let's go.
That's a video, besties. I'm just here just to add on like what I think about today's video. In today's video, we're talking about how to lose 100 pounds. Bestie, when people hear the phrase 100 pounds, they automatically think about some extreme transformation story, like something out of dramatic before and after. But what they don't understand is that losing the amount of weight is not one big transformation. It's 1,000 tiny decisions that nobody else sees. It's choosing yourself over and over, even on the days when everything you want is to give up. It's a quiet fight, the private discipline, the little daily choices that feel too small to matter but end up changing everything. Bestie, what makes losing 100 pounds so emotionally heavy is the truth that you're not only shedding weight from your body, you're shedding weight from your mind. You start letting go of shame, guilty, embarrassment, and the habit of hiding yourself behind oversized clothes. and false confidence. Each step you take toward a healthy body is also a step toward a health mindset. You start to realize you are not lazy, you are not hopeless, you are not broken, you are just carrying more than your spirit was designed to hold. The first thing you learn during this journey is that discipline is louder than motivation. Motivation is exciting, but it disappears that moment a life gets stressful. But discipline is loyal. It will meet you on the morning you wake up with zero energy. It will carry you when your emotions try to sabotage your progress. Discipline becomes your best friend when motivation refuses to show up. You begin to understand that showing up for yourself is not about hype, it's about commitment. Basically, losing 100 pounds teaches you to see food differently. You stop thinking of food as comfort and start seeing it as fuel. You no longer reward stress with a packet of snacks or punish yourself with overeating. You learn to pause, breathe, ask yourself why you're eating. You start listening to your body rather than your emotions, and slowly your body responds. Your energy changes, your craving shifts, your relationship with food becomes more respectful. You no longer eat because you're bored, sad, hungry, or lonely or overwhelmed. You eat because you choose to nourish your body. You also learn the importance of movement, not as punishment, but as gratitude. At the beginning, everything feels hard. Walking feels hard, climbing stairs feels hard, even stretching feels like work. But every time you move, your body whispers thank you. Every time you push a little further, your confidence grows. Exercise becomes a form of therapy. It becomes a space where you release stress, anger, overwhelmed, and self doubt. You start to appreciate your body for what it can do instead of hating it for how it looks. One of the hardest parts of losing 100 pounds is facing people's reaction. Some people cheer you on, some will doubt you, some will secretly hope you fail because your success is threatens their comfort zone. But the truth is, this journey is yours alone. People's opinions don't ban calories. Their judgment doesn't shape your future. You learn to tune out of the noise and focus on your path. And that's when you become unstoppable. The emotional part of losing 100 pounds is understanding that your old habits are connected to your old identity. When you change how you live, you also change who you are. At that, it can feel scary. You may outgrow friends who only want to hang out around food. You may stop relating to people who thanks you for your efforts. You may feel lonely at times because becoming the best version of yourself often requires walking alone, but the truth is loneliness is temporary. The vision of you on the other side is worth it. During this journey, you will learn patience. You will learn that results don't come instantly. Your body won't change overnight. Your clothes won't suddenly fit differently after one workout. But each day you show up adds up. Your progress will become visible, then undeniable, then inspiring. In one morning, without realizing it, you wake up and feel light physically, mentally, emotionally. You feel proud of the person staring back in the mirror and you feel free. What people don't tell you about losing 100 pounds is that it heals part of you that have nothing to do with weight. Your confidence returns, your self-respect grows, your discipline transfer into every area of your life. You begin to walk differently, talk differently, and think differently. You start dreaming big because your body no longer feels like a prison. You start trusting yourself again. That trust becomes the foundation of your entire new life. This channel will change your relationship with yourself. You learn that you're capable of so much more than you believed. You learn that you don't need to rely on willpower alone. You will learn to build systems, routines, and habits that support your goals. You learn to forgive yourself when you sleep and celebrate yourself when you succeed. Losing 100 pounds is not a straight road, it's a messy, emotional,